Hey, Cleaning Nation, Mike Campion here with Jenell Newell. Yes, that's the best name to say ever. Feel free to put me on pause. Try saying it out loud on your own. Jenell Newell. She's a great human being, but really wins at the name game when it comes to anyone on the team. Really top notch. She is one of our implementation coaches. And my favorite part about having her and Suzanne on the program is I think a lot of you guys get, I don't want to say bored, but you hear the what to do and how to do it, which I'm pretty good at. And it's important. You need that. If you don't know what you're doing or how to do it, you're really going to struggle. But the reality of the situation is, and it's so funny, I've been coaching now for 10 years. And when I first started, I thought that's all there was. I got these results by doing it this way. I'll just tell other people to do it this way, and they'll get the same results that I will get. And that's true. If there's a big assumption in there, if they do it the way that I did it, they'll get the same gosh darn results. But you might want to sit down for this one, Cleaning Nation. Shocker. Sometimes they wouldn't do the things that I asked them to do. And we realized it sometimes, it's always a percentage, some percentage lack of knowledge. I don't know what to do. Sometimes that's 10%, sometimes it's 80%. A lot of people out there, especially us fellas, sorry, gentlemen, think it's 100%. If someone just told me what to do and how to do it, then I'd be rich. And it's true. If someone told you the right thing to do and how to do it, and you did it, and the person telling you was rich and he told you what he did or she did to get rich, you would be rich. Absolutely, the logic stands. But there's a little tiny if in there that we just kind of skip right over and just make this huge assumption. And for those of you, mostly guys, I'm sure some females out there as well, that are going, well, yeah, but you don't understand. That's not me. I just need to know what to do. And people don't understand because my city's different, or people in my situation is different. And I've got this special snowflake, as Alex Hormozy likes to say, and my situation is different. And the reality is your situation is different, but the actions are almost always the same. So today we're going to take on, I think it's kind of a tricky topic, but super important, which is getting from the person who knows what to do and how to do it to the person that has the results that they want. And the big difference is going from, I know what to do. I'm a guy that's got a good 27 and a half pounds of fat that I don't need. And it is not from lack of knowledge about how carbohydrates and sugar work in my body or calorie intake or out. I can assure it's a lot of things. It ain't that. It's because, and there's probably people out there that are in better shape than me that know less. Who's the winner, right? It ain't me. I should go to them and not go, well, what are you doing? Like, well, I don't eat garbage. That's bad for me. It's going to put on a bunch of fat. And I'll sit on my butt and I move more. And like, they're going to say something like, yeah, I know all that stuff. And they're going to, the question I should ask is, yeah, but what made you do that? Especially if someone had the same problem I had, right? Some freakishly skinny people who we all hate. Sorry, skinny people. They just ate. They eat what they want. They're skinny. I'm not talking about you people. God bless you, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone else who ate crappy like I did and had the shape and the physical health that they wanted. And then they changed their behavior, not their knowledge. They probably changed their knowledge first and then nothing happened. And then they changed their behavior and something magical happened. I should probably ask them more about, well, what made you actually do the moving of the body or the changing of the diet and they might say something crazy like, it wasn't even what I ate. It's how I looked at food. I'm like, wait, what? So we're going to try and get away. Again, we've done 1,200 episodes. I got to imagine 850 of them are here's what to do. And here's how to get clients. And here's how to do all that stuff. And not enough on, okay, I know, especially if you've been listening to the podcast, you might go, I've heard this before, Mike. It's like, it worked before and it works now, but only if you do. So today we're going to kind of crack into Jenell's wisdom and be like, you talk to these things. It's funny, before we started, she just shared a story or two about people that knew what to do, but didn't do it. And we both celebrated because we're going to do it. So from your very unique perspective, Jenell, of getting to walk people through that know exactly what to do, right? It's not like the people coming like, I don't trust you. I don't think it'll work. They know it will work and they know they want the result and then they don't do it. And then Jenell does whatever magic voodoo she does and then they do it. Talk voodoo to us, Jenell.
It's not voodoo.
No pressure.
No pressure. Do I need to grab my magic wand? Because, my magic wand needs to come out for a lot of these conversations, but it's a combination of things, right? So first of all, as humans, we like to get evidence. Like we like to know that it's going to work. We like to see other people having success. So Yeah, today I was just sharing with you like three people in the program right now who are seeing these great big wins. Um, and they came in suffering,
Mm.
right? Literally like suffering from their business. And now they're like, huh, look, it's working, right? Maybe it's not there yet, but it's working. Um,
Let me just, for the people that are like, but you don't get me, or they're not suffering like me. Let me just share. I won't share a name, but one of the stories of the gal that we're talking about, just so you guys are like, all right, she's probably suffering at the level I'm suffering, or maybe more. Um, she, her daughter had the business and wanted to give it to her, and it was struggling. The way it was set up was not profitable. It was very painful, and they were literally good. Even after they came in the program, which we've never had, you recall someone come in the program, be like, "I'm shutting it down," and the daughter was going to do that, and we encouraged the mom, like, "Hey, who's?" She's not like wildly old. She's probably a little older than me, not much, but not old lady where like I can't work with the world. Like a very competent human being, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think sometimes she didn't believe her competence as much. I think Jenell, I think she's a little more competent than she thinks, but I think obviously we're right. But be that as it may, it was not lack of competence. It was certainly lack of confidence. And she borrowed ours for a minute, which I give her full credit for. Right? Jenell talks about who you're with, and I'm sure most, if not everyone in her life, would have said, "Yeah, absolutely. Like this is a mess. You should just do what makes you happy, and this isn't the right thing." And we were a little bit of a thorn in her side, and said, "Well, hey, come on, let's not just throw this thing in the garbage. Why don't you just take it?" And because her daughter was just getting stressed out and didn't want to be part, totally fine. And she kind of had well, if she's not doing it, she was the fountainhead of this. She was the impetus. If she's not going to do it, I guess like just I can't. And so I don't want to say she's starting from nothing, but pretty close. And she has just blossomed and thrived. And it just started from her beliefs, right? Like I wish I could say most of the information she needed, she'd already had when she made the decision to stop and then in faith step out and be like, you know what? I think I can do this. It was really just the beliefs around it. So for those of you guys or gals out there going, you don't understand, my situation is different. My situation, I'm sure your situation is different. It's probably not worse. She could have taken that. Of anybody that we've coached thousands. She had the right to go, you don't understand, my situation is different. It was different. It was pretty bad. So, but she chose to just go, just like Jenell said, I'm seeing other people win. They're no better than I. If the team thinks I can do it, maybe I can do it. So I just want to encourage those of you in your mind going, yeah, but you don't understand. Like we can't. Obviously, there's a one-to-many form of communication. But I just want to share that story. She's like, okay, that lady that we're speaking of, who's amazing, probably had less going for her than you have going for her. And if she can make that change, most certainly you can. All right, back to the story. I know there's people out there fighting themselves, and I wanted to stop it and listen to you.
And I know it might, Mike, at some point you're going to interview her. Right. I just know that at some point you're going to introduce
She will be on the podcast, and we'll probably refer to this podcast, but you'll have to wait for that. She's got to tell her own story.
She's got to tell her own story. But there were a couple of things that were critical. First of all, she had the tools and the resources, but she also had a group of very specific people who were doing this program alongside of her, who had the same pains and struggles that were seeing wins. And she could look to them and say, hey, if they can do that, I can do that. And I think that was really, really important to her own mindset. Not, I have a cleaning business and none of my friends and family understand what this looks like and what I'm facing or how to do it. Yeah, they were supportive of her, but in a very outside perspective, right? So now she had this community of people who are like, no, we're all doing this together, and look, progress is being made. So I think that was really, really helpful. Also, you said something really great, which is that she borrowed our belief in her, right? I've always believed that as a coach, it's my job to hold on to the client's dream when they can't, right? Like I hold tight. And so, yes, I'm there to support her as she's going through this. Another client we were talking about today, like he came in and he's got this thing in his mind, like this is the way it's going to go. And he kind of had to lean in and listen to our faith that kind of a different looking business model was in fact gold for him. Right? So having that outside person who really gets it, have absolute committed faith to let's let's find a way to see you through this
Mm.
is a game changer, because you will have the map, right? You will, okay, I know I need to take this next step. And then your mind gets involved and you think, well, yeah, but, yeah, but, yeah, but. And I think it's really important to have a community and people who you can plug into, who understand the yeah, but, and get you to and, right? Yeah, but I can't implement this, or I can't do this, or I don't like to do this, or I don't want to do this. And rely, like lean into the confidence that we carry, that, and if you do it, it's gonna work. And if you just get through this hard bit right here, the other side is exactly what you want.
Hey, Clean Nation, Mike Campion here. One of my least favorite things about these podcasts are we found that people love the show and they love the information, but when I talk to you guys in person, stuff doesn't get done. People love the podcast, but they don't take any action. If you'd like to actually implement this and get this done in your world, we have a whole team of people that do exactly that. If you go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk, you can book a time with either myself personally or one of our teammates to at least help you come up with a plan to actually implement and change your life. So if you want to go from getting these good ideas in your head to getting in your life, just book a free call with myself or my team, growmycleaningcompany.com/talk, and we can go from this one-to-many format to one-to-one and really get you some results. Excited to talk. I've been taking notes because you're saying so much stuff. I'm like, I'm going to forget it. I wanted to be present for Jenell. I didn't want to forget anything she was saying. So a couple observations from what you said, Jenell. One, again, Jenell and I both have been advocating sometimes you're going to need to borrow the faith of other people. Not forever, right? This isn't a thing where, none of our clients we want to be like, till they die, Jenell, tell me it's going to be okay. We want them to build that muscle on their own, and you can build that muscle on your own. So don't, for me as an independent, for the better sometimes and for the worse sometimes person, like, I don't want to borrow anymore. I can do it. It's like, well, but I don't want to live in a hospital either. But when I'm sick, I might need to spend a couple of days in the hospital. When I don't have the belief I need, I might want to spend that time taking the beliefs of others. I mentioned Alex Hormozy once already. I'm going on a little tangent here. Not tangent, but on Alex Hormozy vision here. I've always said or read and then said and believed, your income, your beliefs are, or your income, your net worth is, if you take that 5 people that you spend the most time with and you average it out, that's your income, that's your net worth. And I found that to be true. And I believe there's research behind it. He made a nuance to that, which I don't know if there's research or he's just a very observational fellow. But he said, it's not the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's imprecise. It's the 5 people whose beliefs you adopt is the thing. And typically they come together. It's like, well, if I'm spending a lot of time with Jenell, the likelihood I might think like her a little bit or share her beliefs or have her kind of rub off on me, so to speak, is very high. But if you want to make that intentional, because, we can't always spend, depending on our family situation, or, we have influence, but not always control over the people that we spend time with. So we can, and that could be even in a book, right? If I'm reading something or, there's lots of Quran readers or Bible readers out there that would say, ideally, if they're doing it right, they're like, I'm very much like this person who I've not spent any time with. So I just want to kind of encourage you, the best, like the easiest, the training wheels is, let me just be around people that know what they're doing and have the beliefs that I'll need to adopt to be successful. Far and away the easiest one. That's why there's coaching, right? Everyone can't or won't do that. So you can still choose, like if I'm going to be around people that maybe aren't family or for whatever reason, you just, choose to be around these people or situationally feel like you have to. You don't have to adopt their beliefs. So I just want to give you that encouragement. Second, Jenell said, yeah, but, which is one of the most devastating as a coach. If I'm like, if you can eradicate some words from your client's vocabulary and mental process, what would they be? I added 2 more, Jenell, and you're going to be like, oh, I've heard these. These are not going to be shocking to Jenell. Yeah, but what if my situation? Yeah, Jenell, for those of you not on the podcast or that not watching the YouTube, we got I think she might have pulled eye muscle with the role that she just completed. So the what if is let me just redefine what I hear. And Jenell, you can tell me if you hear the same thing. When someone says what if, what I really hear is, instead of dealing with the real and present problems and danger right now, what if we talked about problems that may occur at some point in the future. I'd like to solve those because they don't require any work or effort or risk. I'd really rather not talk about the problems that I'm dealing with right now because it's going to require me being a big boy or big girl. And I'd rather just do hypothetical. So, yeah, but what if? And then we talked about my situation is different. And again, I want to encourage you, your situation is different. Of the thousands of people we've coached, yes, just like beautiful snowflakes, not one was identical, not in personality, not in situation. But the systems and processes that we put in place, pretty much identical, right? The way that you implement them. But the belief Suzanne's talking about of, I can do this, eliminating the yeah buts, making sure you spend time with people, those are global. It's not like some people are like, no, I do much better when I'm around really negative people that tell me all the time I can't do it. Like, and I know there's some of you like, I had a teacher that told me I couldn't. I use that as fuel. Yeah, I'm not saying but you didn't move in with that teacher and share those beliefs. You use those as really to make opposite beliefs. So even though you and your situation are unique, the systems and processes to get you from where you're at to where you want to be, at least in business, is not unique. Right. So I'm glad we're not in medicine. You go to the doctor's like, let's give this a try. It works pretty well. Like, can I get a guarantee? I'm like, nope, your body might just be nutty. I'm like, well, I don't love the sound of that. Perfect example with the weight loss, right? Are there some people that they can eat better and they don't get as good of results? And there's some freaks of nature that eat whatever they want. They look fit. Yeah, of course, there's a spectrum. But does that mean for the people like you don't understand, I process sugar differently. It turns into muscle for me and fat for everyone else. Like, nope, it still does the same thing. And you might say something, I've got a different, metabolism, or, I'm not saying there's no extenuating circumstances, but the concept of if you move more and eat this kind of food and not that kind of food, you're going to look and feel better is exactly the same. So I want to, and you get, yeah, but, I'm big boned. Be that as it may, you can still make a change. But what if the world falls apart and my partner leaves me and I get a bad review and this person quits? Then we'll deal with it then. So I just want to encourage all of you guys, eliminate the yeah, but, what if, and my situation is different. All right. I feel like I've ranted good and long. Janelle, anything before I wrap, anything you want to add or anything I've missed or any other value you can drop on cleaning?
No, if those three are in your conversation in your head about your business, hang out with a different crowd. Find the people who will go to and this is what you're aiming at.
Yes, and as opposed to
yes.
Yeah, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big difference. You take out but and put in and. Helpful. Okay. So yeah, guys, gals, I want to give you an encouragement. I'm always in a tight spot here because just so you guys know, way in the back, 10 years ago, we started this podcast, 1,200 episodes ago, or whatever it is. That's all we had was a podcast. And I got so frustrated because people would come up to me and go, oh, you're Mike Campion? I love the podcast. I'm a big fan. And I would say, awesome. Tell me about your business. Where's it at now? Where was it? And almost without fail, oh, I haven't done any of that. Like but I like the podcast. So you're making more money? You're working less? You've grown? No, none of it. I just like the podcast. And it made me insane. So we really started the coaching program as a response to finding out that the information, the what to do. So I'm just kind of proving to you the what to do and how to do it is the foundation. But for 99.9% of the humans, it's just not gonna work, right? Like, so the vast majority of the people we work with say some version of, I tried YouTube University, right? Because the what to do and how to do it, it's out there. It's all out there. And I've got a way of looking at it that we know works. And I'm sure there's other coaches out there that have super effective ways that are different than mine. So not only is there what to do and how to do it important, but there's lots of ways to do it. But if we don't, I hate to say you got to have a team because you can absolutely do this by yourself, but business is hard. And to be like, I'm the one special snowflake, perfect guy that can, and honestly, we all live forever. Yeah, I'm guessing by age 500, we'd all figured this thing out. But when we have a span, God willing, of 80 or 100 years, in the first 10 or 20, we don't even know how to, we're learning how to walk and talk and, live on our own, all that sort of stuff. And then, as we know, we get older, there might be really 30, 40 years to figure this crap out. And, it's just a little bit of arrogance and like, I will figure it out faster. I don't need to learn from anyone else's mistakes, It's just tough. So I would encourage you. Obviously, if you want some help with us, reach out. We're here for you. If not, find somebody, find a community. And again, make sure it's someone that knows what they're doing, right? I don't ask the poor guy his thoughts on money because I guarantee you he's got thoughts and beliefs. And if I want to adopt those thoughts and beliefs, they'll be excellent to get me poor. Find someone that has not only the results that you want in their life, but ideally has a history of being able to help other people get those same results, right? Because when I first started, like I mentioned, I had results. I knew what I was doing. And some of my people got results, but it was just me being like, do this thing. And if they didn't do it, I'm like, would you like me to say it again, perhaps louder? And that doesn't work for everybody. So find a community of people that not only care about you, but know what they're doing and will help you do the beliefs that you can, right? And there's no excuse. The podcast and books, all of you guys can spend time with the right people. It obviously is way more helpful if you can ask Jenell and I a question and come to us and have a conversation. If that's not who you are, at least spend the time that you can through podcasts and books. And obviously, if you can get yourself to if you're really committed to change, find a community that will help you and that will bring you in. And even if it costs money, this is old rich white guy talking, but I feel like time is worth so much more than money, right? Young people are like, I'll spend all my time for money. And old people are like, I would give all my money for time. So in this one regard, be an old guy, old gal, and be like, I will trade my money for time. We can always get more money, but you are poor at the end of this podcast than you were 20 minutes ago when it comes to time, and it ain't ever coming back. If you do things right, you've got a decent business, you will be richer at the end of this podcast, at the end of this sentence, because you can always make more money. So take action. Don't just say that was smart and move on. Take a stop, call someone, do something, make an appointment, get some help, change your life. Appreciate you spending time with us. We'll talk soon. See you. Hey, Cleaning Nation, if you dug the content you just got, we don't do any ads and I don't sell anything on this podcast, but if you would just subscribe, rate, and review, it would be huge and I'd be so appreciative. Not only is it going to help me, but you'll help other owners of cleaning companies across the world work less, make more, and get profitable. So if you appreciate the value we give, again, subscribe, rate, and review. It would mean the world to me. I'd really appreciate it. And we sure appreciate your time and attention.